I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, Bloodier Moon. My apologies for the extremely long delay this time, but you don't want excuses. You want action, right? Right. Which means we're getting right into it. I decided it's probably time we go ahead and do this. We got a few people that could use some stress healing before we figure out what party is about to set foot in the darkest of dungeons for the first time in this campaign. I think it's probably worth a little bit of extra money to make sure that all of our options are going to be available specifically for the second one. For this first one, though, I think we've more than likely got the people we need with the available legends at this point. It's also looking a little unlikely that we're ever going to go for the Viscount, that we're ever going to get any more of these folks leveled up, so let's just give one more shout out to our crew. Another shout out to the YouTube members for their support. Thank you very much for making this series possible, y'all. Thanks for powering us through in this estate all the way up through week 74, where hopefully we're going to be able to wrap this thing up nicely. Put a neat little bow on it. But we got to start off by putting together a team for the shuffling horror here, so let's get on it. I did myself the solid of looking up and reminding myself of what's going on with this fight and this area. So I know that there's no need for blight removal, but there's quite a bit of need for stress healing. You also just want to have a team that's going to be capable of doing damage no matter what rank they're in, which means, unfortunately for leasing, I think they're going to stay on the bench this time. I feel like Safeguard to Paradise could be a pretty good fit for this. Strong source of damage, maybe a little bit squishier than I'd like, but with the Serpent Sway, it's at least a solid bit of protection initially, and of course this character doesn't really care where they are. They're able to deal damage no matter what. I feel like a Grave Robber pairing might be pretty effective here too, although maybe just one this time, given that we more than likely need to dedicate at least one slot to stress healing in this one, which I think convinces me that the presence of Gordon is welcome. And to round this out, I think it's probably going to end up being Dirtle Turtle here, or maybe even Boogie. Let's actually, for once, maybe take a look at the quirks this time. We do have Twilight Dreamer on her, and not too bad of negative quirks, so yeah, I think it will be Dirtle here for our first Darkest Dungeon mission proper. So that's the squad. Safeguard Gordon, infamous Dr. J, Dirtle Turtle. We're relying heavily on the Crusader for the stress heals here, but I think I prefer doing this to maybe like swapping the Jester in on this one. Especially considering the fact that we don't actually have a Jester available at this rank. Oh boy. Is that right? Oh no, we got double death dice committed. Okay, so he's more than likely going to be the candidate. Also realizing, yeah, we might actually have to do a little bit more work as far as putting teams together here, huh? I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's not in my best interest to... Well, let's see. We've got 3 Vestals available and then the Occultist. So technically 4 primary healers, right? And then a Crusader, a Jester, and a Houndmaster as far as stress healing goes, too. We might need a little bit more help. We might have to spend a little bit more time actually leveling some folks up, specifically Reverse here. Maybe even Jessica as well. And geez, I might have to actually get one of these guys leveled up. An additional healer could be nice. Let's let later Bear worry about that, I guess. Gonna double check these guys. I'm pretty sure they've got the majority of their skills up to rank 5. And I don't think Serpent Sway really matters. It's just a little bit of extra speed. But then again, I suppose literally any upgrade is probably worthwhile right now. We'll take the Captivate upgrade too, sure. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, I've been rightly terrified of this, and I remain so. But I think we're just gonna have to go ahead and go for it here. We've got the bonus HP from the that thing, so that's not bad. And then Maybe a tough ring for her as well. I like going a little more defensive here. Accuracy and protection, keep him alive. Grave Robber, I think, will go heavily into the dodge, as is often her prerogative. And we'll get the super heals here. Man, all right, that came together pretty quick, I guess. Now it's just a matter of her remaining option, and I think maybe one person ought to have a little bit of bonus damage. She'll be able to pierce and or serpent sway almost no matter where she's at. I do kind of wish I had the ability to move with the Vestal, but there's not really a lot to be done there, I don't think. Oh, God. I guess it's time. A bear hero for me in the comments. I'll feel it. I'll feel it retroactively. Or whatever the opposite of that is. Let's do it. That's provision. Someone must sacrifice themselves to hold off the fiends during retreat. Yep. We gotta try. Okay, I'm gonna get all the food we can. All the bandages it'll let me buy. No need for the anti-venom this time. Can't remember if shovels are necessary. We might as well grab some. We'll get the debuff clears. Holy waters seem worthwhile. And some Aegis scales, probably not a bad idea either. Maybe some laudanum too, why not? And a big old double stack of torches. Oh, God. I guess I maybe want to bring... I don't care about keys. We're getting through this. That's all that matters. Darkest Dungeon Mission 1. Shuffling Horror. Here we go.
Once again, the stars are right. And the manor sits at the very epicenter of cosmic unrest. Cultists rally to their twisted idols, and great gongs sound in anticipation of the coming sacrifices. Far below, life-laden shadows pulse to the unrelenting rhythm of a beating heart.
And all of a sudden, it's Necrodancer. There's a combo. There's a crossover I didn't know I needed.
The blood of the fallen flows ever downward along these titan spires. The creature fattens itself on your failures.
As if both of those games weren't hard enough on their own. Let's introduce rhythm mechanics to Darkest Dungeon. And the unforgiving RNG.
Annihilated.
Did I say the rhythm mechanics at Darkest Dungeon? It's already over. I'm already cooked.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
No point left to be made. Might as well hang it up. Might as well keep that torchlight up, too. Of course, I do remember from many, many times being in here, those cultist priests actually afford us a really good opportunity to recover. So if we are ever able to get through a fight with them being the lone remaining combatants on the enemy side, we almost certainly want to try to spend some time getting stress healed and or recovering HP.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Very promising start from this group right away, though. Also should not be afraid to stall out for torchlight from the Vestal. Yeah, I'm really liking the damage output, though. And the positional shifting
surges as the enemy crumbles.
is already working pretty damn well. Yeah, that heavy bleed, man, that's gonna be one of the more concerning elements in here. We're gonna want to hold off on using the bandages early on for sure. But if things get a little too rough, don't be afraid to let them rip. That's gonna be obnoxious.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Boy, yeah, that is already very close to acceptable bandage territory. Probably able to just heal through it. I don't think we have any way to clear this guard absent of stunning the guy, so we'll definitely try that.
Gains purchase. Spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Yeah, I feel like in this situation, I better go ahead and try to protect her. Let's not lose her to the first proper combat in the darkest dungeon. And then just battle heals. Directed heals from her at this point should be pretty effective. I think we can outlast it. I'd rather try to preserve the resource right now. There we go, buddy. Stress mitigated a little bit, too. She's got it, right? Little revenge hit.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
That'll do. One more directed heal and we should be in good shape. But yeah, that is pretty clear evidence of one of the biggest concerns you have coming in here. Those bleeds can get out of hand very, very fast.
Decimated.
Not too bad this time, though. It'll do.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
I didn't look up the map, however, which I almost certainly will for the third dungeon, although it is always kind of fun just to roll the dice on trying my hand at that, I guess. Maybe we'll do it again this time around. All about the content. Boy, yeah, and that is why you want to have a jester along.
Eradicated.
Although Dr. J, not a bad second choice. All right, let's see. Any dodges are going to be worth their weight in gold here.
A decisive pummeling.
Which, thankfully, is no longer a big concern for us. That is a pretty nice part of going through these places. If I could try to find a silver lining desperately somewhere, it would be the fact that there's very little concern for loot. Simply get in and get out and get living. Ideally continue living, I guess.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Pretty pleased with the decision to go defensive with the trinkets so far, too. That has been much more valuable than whatever 4 or 5 bonus damage points we'd be looking at here. Although I guess I am saying that well before seeing the worst of what this place has to offer.
The slightest lapse in concentration.
Although I don't feel like there's a lot of like tankiness going on with these enemies. They're plenty tanky for champion level threats, but no giant swine boys in this place from what I recall.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
No 170 HP blighted giants. Thank goodness. Let's see if I can clear that again real quick. Gotta top us off there too. Another dodge. Not that time. A little bit of stress will help her out with that one. I was definitely worried about this being enough of a stress heal, and I strongly doubt that's going to be the case, but that's yet another argument for stalling in situations with the cultist. Although you do need more than the one, unfortunately. Hey, we're topped off. That feels nice. I'll take it.
This expedition at least promises success.
Of course, you have the campfire here too, and I remain pretty damn concerned about the possibility of the Shieldbreaker still having her snake issues to deal with. Another thing I could probably stand to look up is when that's actually complete. I think we were on Journal 6 of 7 last time I checked, though.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
So, most likely would have one more to deal with here. Triple Priest is no bueno. Trying to think. If I focus one down the most, the easiest target will be here, I guess. Because be able to lunge that, and then most likely Holy Lance is following that up. Just got to try to get numbers. And those bleed resists, of course, going to end up being a big factor, too.
Masterfully executed.
Turtle with the stun crits. Strong start for them.
A devastating blow.
Gordon will finish it off with a big stress heal from that, too. That's pretty outstanding. All right, let's see. I'm going to be able to stun the front one, most likely. Do you think a Shadow Fade makes sense here, though? Can't remember if I've got Bulwark equipped. I don't think I do. Yeah, we get the double heal just as a precautionary measure, which I think is probably for the best.
A momentary abatement.
I think pretty much in any situation where there's only 2 enemies, Gordon will most likely be needing to stress heal. Yeah, especially up against the finger, which is appropriately stressful. Try that again. No problem. You know, with the stuns, too. Definitely want to try to get a little recovery where we can here.
Vigor is restored.
Damn, Dirtle has been going nuts with it so far. Love to see that.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
All right, not too bad. Get a little blight there to speed things up. Try this again. Fairly unlikely to hit. Oh boy. Don't like seeing us missing 80%ers already. Well, fair's fair, I guess. There we go, Gordon.
Pumps. The limbs obey.
Any of those hitting like that'll be huge, too. Just keep these in a manageable state. That's all I ask. And I also ask for continued dodging. Over and over and over again, please and thank you. That would be swell. I guess, really, whenever I can, I should be trying to go for the Dirtle group heal, too. Since statistically, you would think that would give us a much higher chance of hitting the crit. There we go. Blight. Do it, if not that. Fantastic. Yeah, this is working pretty well so far.
Mount, so too will resistance.
Keep it up. Honestly, given, or if our what am I trying to say? If our current status holds for long enough to at least be where I think is near to the end,
Impressive.
camping may not be a good idea at that point. No, that's fool's talk. What am I guess I'm just trying to convince myself that it's okay to avoid the camp for fear of having to deal with the snakes, which, if that is the case, oh man, that is such a big wild card here, man, because we really can't afford to let that happen. I cannot handle a fully stressed out shield breaker for the shuffling horror fight. That is going to be a disaster. So because I don't know for sure if it's going to happen, I think I just have to not camp out. It's really nice here, at least, as it does look like we're going to get our first chance to get some stalled heals done. I need to be able to top off the torchlight this way. I guess, yeah, it's probably going to happen. But I think just take the early chance here. Let the Grave Robber most likely kill this guy. That bleed shouldn't really be an issue either. Yeah, these two together represents a golden chance to get what would effectively be the same result as a campfire anyway, I guess. If I want to look at it that way. Although we are, of course, still probably a ways away from the actual ending here. Look, I'm trying anything I can. There's anything that looks like hopium in this place, I'm huffing it up. No questions asked. Just send a shock straight to my system, sucker. I'm savvy, but never sated. Stun him. Yes, sir. Sensational. Yeah, I don't think we need to be stalling too much more here. 15 and 10's fine. Make it 8. Make it 7. Hell yeah. Big lunge for the crit stress heal. Infamous. Let me see it. Minimum damage. Still got the kill, though. One little targeted heal ought to do it, so let's stall for a bit. Definitely want to top her off. There you go. And while we're here. All right. 8 total stress at this point is definitely a good feeling.
Destroyed.
That's even better than 8 to 7, as we learned very recently.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, but 7's afraid of 8. Wait, no, other way around. Wait, no. Ah, damn it. Ah, I was so close to being clever there, Wayne. Can you just give me the points anyway? Nah, you know what? Keep them. I'll earn them. I'll find a way. I don't like this split in the path already, though. This has got me very worried I'm going the wrong route. Oh, I've just got a sinking feeling in my gut all of a sudden. I hate seeing these two in particular. This is real bad news. Let me see if I can get at least the stun here. Yikes. Well, I mean, maybe they'll make the decision for me whether or not we go for the camp, I guess.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
This is really going to be one of those situations, huh? All right. This is why we brought all the goodies, isn't it? Holy shit, man. She's still got a block remaining, so probably get away with going a little more aggressive here. Nice dodge, too. That's good. Yeah, we gotta be pushing the attack, I think. She can hit him with an impale now. That'll finish off this one. I don't know if I necessarily want to wait for that, though. Better not. Let's not give him another chance. Still got the Serpent Sway block. I think this makes sense.
A singular strike.
Pretty big help on the stress there, too. Okay. That's ideal. Especially because it allows for a Holy Lance back there now. Let's bring her back up a little bit. Hiya. That's an unfortunate use of the block if that's what happens. Still very likely to be targeted by this guy, too. Okay, no crit at least. Did get the bleed again. Yeah, this is terrifying. Yeah, oh! Gotta be another bandage there. Let's use an herb, I guess. Do the Serpent Sway here. Get the full reset without having to use a scale. Love that. Don't love that. That's gonna stop the Holy Lance, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Order!
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Big block on the crit damage there at least, but the stress remains a big issue. If the blight is sufficient to kill her after the stun, I think that's probably the better play here.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I think more importantly than getting her HP up, I need to get that stress low again. I'm going to try to let the Crusader focus on that for a little while. Get rid of this guy as quick as we can. That is her second block again, though, isn't it? Son of a bitch. She's still marked. I got to try to stun this guy now. Damn. Well, thankfully, turn order does not allow for her to get killed here. Get the heal off from the Crusader, and that's quite a bit more stress again. Gotta go for this. I don't know what I'm saying with turn order not allowing her to get killed either. That is just flat out wrong. Gotta do another bandage there for sure. I think I gotta do another scale, actually, to be sure that she's not gonna die, especially if I'm gonna do something like that. Which was pretty greedy. She's not quite dead, so we'll go ahead and make sure that's gonna happen, too. crit there at least, but that is another chance at the bleed. She's, of course, got the Death's Door debuff stacking here, too. This is a cruel reminder of the difficulty of this place. We gotta try to stall just a little longer here. I'm gonna let the Blight go for a bit, I guess. One more stress heal at the very least. That's another big-time dodge from Infamous. And then hopefully one more directed heal tier 2, and then maybe she won't necessarily need to use another bandage. This is making me feel like a bulwark on the Crusader might actually be necessary. I think I need to stall one more round here if we can. Oh, that's probably going to do it.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Oh, man. What's he use for food, I guess?
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Yeah, this place is awful. Okay. That'll work for now, I guess. Where the heck are we going, man? I feel like this is loot, is what my gut is telling me. Speaking of my gut telling me something. Hungry! Not as bad, thankfully. Especially now. Hopefully she doesn't get the first stress attack off here. That would be huge. Come on, 82%. There we go. Okay. Might have a chance to fix things up a little bit here. Can't remember what this guy's got going on. But because I'd have to go through 2 layers to stun this one, let's not worry about that so much. Gordon is on pure stress recovery mode. We pray for more dodges like that. And the game has been very kind with those so far, I will freely admit that much. Shadow Fade into the lunge feels a little better here to try to take the growth out quickly, possibly. Get a sway on her, feels like a good idea to me. Oh, God, just... It's going to be very difficult without any crit stress heals from the Crusader to stay on top of this right now. Without any need for actual heals, I guess this is probably the better play at this point. Works for me, and then we got a chance here.
Obliterated.
And it worked. Hell yes. That's going to give us what we needed. A couple rounds of much more stress healing than stress damage this one's able to put out, especially if this one ends up getting stunned every other round. If we can get back into that 20 range, I'll be feeling pretty good.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
I think a lunge or 2 ought to do it on this guy as well. Still really don't need that group heal so much, although it is, again, another opportunity for crit stress heals, so it might be worthwhile just for that. Oh.
Reeling, about to break.
That's a bummer. All right. Maybe just go for 3 bars at this point. Let's go ahead and play it safe again here, too. No need to risk it, especially with the Grave Robber putting out those kind of points. You bitch. Gotta make sure we do this first. Yeah, figured. Okay. Still want her down to 2 bars. It just... Something tells me that's the way to go. And if I'm not going to be able to get through you, I guess we'll just go ahead and try to kill you. Try the group heal again here for the stress. 15. That's not a stress hit on its own, right? Yeah, okay, so as long as that doesn't bleed, we're doing pretty good with that one. Although I think I'd like to get her another Serpent Sway. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and keep moving her down. The stress from this? Oh. I thought we were safe.
Well struck.
Well, alright then. No, and I'm not wanted. Gee whiz. How about a judgment finish? You got it in you? Yeah, you do. Alright. That'll work.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Ooh, it's a longer hallway. I like what this means. What this implies, anyway. I'm guessing we got another hallway battle before we get there, though. Sure enough. The big stress potential from this group. Oh, bueno. Gordon, buddy. The things I would do to you if you could just get us a quick virtuous check here. Praise you is all I mean to say. Don't get it twisted. I will praise you like I should. Fat Boy Slim. I don't know if this is even gonna... I feel like I gotta try. It's giving me the chance. I'm definitely all in on her again. Lowered bleed resist really not that bad. I'm gonna take the higher chance to hit here.
Powerful blow.
Higher chance to crit as well, apparently. Miss it? Man, Dr. J not getting lucky on the dodges so far. That's probably gonna need to be a Serpent Sway, too. That's good.
How quickly the tide turns.
Jesus, that still hits for 20 stress. That's insane. About that Serpent Sway. Did notice I could probably just go ahead and kill her. Speaking of which. Alright. Desperately attempt to reduce this. Pray that we get single targets to maybe dodge a little bit more effectively here. Come on, buddy. Maybe down to 50 again? It's a reasonable goal. There we go. Ideal target there, too. That's the stuff. That's exactly what the Dr. J ordered. Give us a little poke, or not. But hey, you can't say I'm not trying, right? Can't punish me. I'm doing my best. That's the rules. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult to recover from.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Probably ought to have gone for the stun there again, actually. I just realized. The top off for the crit chance may be worth it.
Quakes.
Alright. Yeah, man, that's definitely starting to feel like the camp is the way to go.
A trifling victory. But a victory nonetheless.
Alright, man, I think we gotta risk it for the biscuit here. We gotta get those camp buffs if we can. And we got enough stress across the board here to where I feel like it's probably justified. And I'm fearful that this is gonna be the boss room, even though it is a little early on in this, but let's play it safe. Get a little camp done here. Get some full bellies. And renewed resolve.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I'd also like to see if I... Ooh, yeah, we do have Stand Tall to remove the mortality debuff. I didn't even think about that. Zealous Speech to reduce some stress here as well. Probably the way to go. Snakeskin could be nice too, but definitely like the reduced percentage stress as well. And I know the prevention of the ambush probably is meaningless, but just to make myself feel better, not to mention the Crusader's self-stress heal there was pretty effective. And no snakes. Pretty nice. And if that's the lone campfire buff, that's pretty good in my mind. That's going to be a big chunk of stress reduction. Okay. I think we made the right choice. We'll get some holy waters on everybody to begin with here, too. So, good chance to blight the priest. I'm fairly sure this thing resummons. So it's not like we're going to be able to just get rid of him. But I do think it's probably a good idea to get rid of the first instance as soon as we possibly can. Doesn't seem like it's very likely we're going to be able to stack a lot of blight on this guy, so... Oh boy, let's see. What do I need to do with you? I kind of wish we had your bulwark. Those smites aren't really going to be very effective here. This is where we are glad to have preserved most of the bandages.
And improvement.
That's not a bad start at all. Very effective round one here. Here come the shuffles. That is definitely not what we were looking for.
Precision and power.
Vestal up to the front will be one of the more difficult things to solve. Guess we'll go ahead and poke a little bit.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Oh, and just resummons the priest immediately, and my god, an insane amount of stress from just that. Kind of ridiculous. I'll take a quick lance from Gordon, that's nice. It's beginning to feel like I might just want to do a damage race here. Just make as quick a work of this as we possibly can. Maybe just ignore this guy's presence for the most part. Stun chance there is pretty low. I do like stunning this guy when we don't necessarily need the heals. In fact, that's probably a lot more effective than trying to kill him, ultimately. Happy to be aggro here with the shield breaker as well. Not the greatest use of a block, and another bleed gets through. Yeah, Gordon's starting to feel a bit like a weak link here, unfortunately, but does at least still afford us that mobility. That's definitely not what we wanted on the shuffle there either. Oh, I guess I could double stack the Shadow Fade buff again, couldn't I? Oh, no, I think it's just for the one round, right? So, better take the 36 damage pick. Yeah, that seems fine. Go ahead and bandage that again. Let me get one more Aegis scale here, possibly, or maybe just stack up the Holy Water to resist the bleed a little bit more effectively. And yeah, I think we got to try to take as many damage chances as we can here. Nice. Good dodge. Still don't necessarily need the heal here, but it would be safer. Okay. I mean, Gordon's doing what Gordon can, that's for damn sure. I appreciate that about you, Gordon. Yet again, really boning us with the shuffle here. Thought I'd prepared pretty well for position. Good stuff, Dr. J. Another big chunk. We're getting through this. Just really desperate not to lose anyone.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Looks like they've got something to say about that. Another decent chunk from Gordon. Just please don't put the Vestal in the front rank. Thank you. Much obliged. That bleed's not so bad. I'll definitely get rid of the one on the Vestal here. Ah, no pierce from this rank, damn. This enables a lunge again, at least. Okay. Just gotta press the attack, man. So close.
Ringing ears. Blurred vision.
Yep.
The end approaches.
Now, if I got something to say about it, buddy. Judgment? Judgment. 7 damage. Crit heal. Beautiful stuff from Dirtle. And not a bad shuffle at all that time. GG.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Not quite done yet, though. One last nuisance to rid ourselves of. Away with you, pest. Father's calling you from hell. Best not upset him. Nice.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
I can't remember this one. This feels new. Or maybe just one that I didn't really ever use that much. That's pretty good, though. All right. One down. And what feels like infinitely more to go. This is... What's stronger than a trigger? This is like a cannon of PTSD straight to my face. The Talisman of the Flame. The Safeguard, Gordon, Infamous Dr. J, and Dirtle Turtle. Our first set of heroes. And our first successfully through the darkest dungeon.
Glimpsed the edge of the abyss, but it is enough to trigger the cycle of revelation.
You mean canon.
Now, like me, you will begin to see things as they truly are.
Thanks for watching this episode of Darkest Dungeon, Bloodier Moon, everybody. Appreciate your patience and me getting these up. Hopefully not wait too long till the next one. I'll tell you now, I'm intimidated, but looking forward to trying. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed as well. Appreciate that support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.